It's late summer, which means it is peak coaster announcement season, but exciting additions aren't the only theme park news going around. Unfortunately, accidents, removals, and closures have also continued to dampen the community. So this week we're going to round up all the big headlines from recent weeks. Here's your Coaster News. Now, starting at Cedar Point, perhaps the most iconic park in the country, Top Thrill Dragster will remain closed through the remainder of the 2021 season. For those who don't know, a guest was struck by debris from the coaster while standing in queue and was seriously injured. There haven't been many updates, but there's been rumors going around. Apparently she's still in critical condition and the park continues inspections to find out the cause of the incident. Now, obviously, thoughts and prayers go to the guest and the family through the whole ordeal, and it shouldn't have to be said, but her well-being comes before any roller coaster. Hopefully the park can find out what happened and this won't happen again. Now, staying in the same park, another Intamin launch coaster will be giving its final rides in September. Wicked Twister will officially close on September 6th and will be removed this off-season. Now, this opens up a very skinny plot of land along the beach, and it may be used for something like an RMC Raptor, but it's unknown what the park has planned to replace the attraction, if any at all. Now, I think a more fun conversation may be where this could be relocated to in the chain. Worlds of Fun or Michigan's Adventure both could use a launch coaster and have been begging for new additions for years. Speaking of Cedar Fair adding cloned rides, King's Dominion announced their long-rumored free spin from S&S, Tumbili. Along with a revamp of the safari area, Tumbili is a smaller size clone of the model that is replacing the Top Spin the Crypt. Now, I will never complain about adding a coaster in a flat ride's place, and while it isn't a true difference maker, it's another funny credit to grab at the park. I've heard that these smaller versions are a little bit crazier, and it looks to be very well themed. It should act as a nice filler as we wait to see what replaces Volcano. Another addition that was recently announced is coming from an unexpected source. Glenwood Caverns unveiled Defiance, their fourth roller coaster, this one from Gerstlauer. Now, this was the record-breaking attraction that was teased by the manufacturer earlier this year with challenging terrain that everyone was hoping would go to Cedar Point. Now, the record is something odd. It's like the steepest freefall drop west of the Colorado River or something like that. It looks to be one of the shortest coasters by length, really anywhere, but it should offer some fun inversions, a strong drop, and it's a new experience at a really stunning location. I think this is a great ad for the park, but I think the whole community was a little let down that it's not going somewhere a little more marquee. Then we moved down to Orlando for Disney. They revealed their revamped Fast Pass system, Genie Plus. Basically, the way it works is the more you pay, the better it gets, and you can pick select attractions and such. Now, it's much more of a modern type system that goes in line with other parks than what they used to have. I don't really mind the change. It fits with the current systems, and you couldn't expect them to give away free stuff for that long, but it will take some getting used to, and I know some people are very upset about the addition. Finally, it was the SeaWorld chain that would finally show some transparency. The biggest news coming being Busch Gardens Tampa will finally open Iron Gwazi in March of 2022. Now, the massive RMC hybrid has been delayed time and time again, but hopefully this is the final date and we can stop being so frustrated. The park is offering select preview rides for past members who have expiring season passes before the ride opens. SeaWorld Orlando has set a February 2022 date for the premier launch coaster Icebreaker, another delayed coaster, and it should really help diversify the park's lineup of really mostly B&Ms. Then you have SeaWorld San Antonio, which has announced the world's tallest scream and swing, Tidal Surge. Now, I love these flat rides, and this one should be no different, and it's going to a park that really needs some more rides overall, so it's a good ad. Then you have SeaWorld San Diego. They didn't give an announcement on the Emperor date yet, but as of this recording, they've teased an announcement on August 25th. So that by the time you see this, you should have a date for that roller coaster as well. Finally, Busch Gardens Williamsburg announced that Pantheon doesn't have a set date yet for opening, but they're promising more news is coming on the way. Now, the Intamin launch coaster looks to rival any coaster in the park, and it's been seen testing earlier this year, so hopefully it gets open soon. Now, personally, I really feel for all those guests who put money into passes to the SeaWorld chain for this season, thinking they may get multiple new rides on trips. Now, the SeaWorld chain promised rides, and it just seems like it's a problem. The rumor going around is the park wants to open the rides, but corporate forbid it. Perhaps they wanted to wait for attendance to dip instead of doubling down on what's been a pretty strong rebound for the chain. Honestly, who knows, but hopefully this is the end of all that drama, that we can get these new coasters up and running. So that's some of the major news recently. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of accidents and closures this season, but hopefully this is the last of them. What announcements are you most excited for, and will you be planning any trips around these dates? Worried they might move again? Let me know below, and until next week, that's all from the shores of Island Coasters.